Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CCRL Pro Tier Round 4. Tonight they will be taking on the 11 corner 5.793 kilometer and 2 DRS zone circuit of Autodromo Nazionale Monza in Italy. I am the Johnny Damon. I am your commentator tonight, and we just have a short qualifying 50% Grand Prix. In the Pro Tier, they are doing a little something different this season. They added in real life weather. So the weather is currently what it was in Monza. As we will see here for the qualifying, we're going to have a dry qualifying with a dry Grand Prix. A little update to CCRL. They have taken on a new tier. Will be displayed on Thursday nights. They are going to be rocking and rolling here shortly, as they will be a new tier here in CCRL Thursday Night Grand Prix. In the meantime, we're just going to pull up the track map here as we are waiting for the first car to come out in qualifying. Last week, apologies for no race last week. PSN did all of a sudden just crash out of nowhere, and that interfered with our racing for Monday night. In the meantime, for the Drivers' Championship, after 3 rounds, we got the Silos on top with 112 points. I'll be the GOAT in second with 79. Raptor in third with 69 points. Peak Hour in fourth with 62. Natural fifth with 60. Mr. Miller in sixth with 47. Comacopa in seventh with 44. DeBoonster 8th with 41. And James and Goose in ninth with 26. Rounding out your top 10 is TMM Racing with 22 points. Let's move on to the constructors here. We do have the Sauber Ferraris at the top with 138 points. In second, we got McLaren with 91. In third, we got the Ferraris with 88. Red Bull in fourth with 79 points. Alpine in fifth with 74. Mercedes 67 and 6th. Williams 56 and 7th. Haas 8th with 31. 12 points for Aston Martin and 9 points for the Racing Bulls. In the meantime, on the outlap we go. On board with LB the GOAT here. Algy's making his way off Ascari and down the straight towards Parabolica. In the meantime, into turn 11 we go. Back on the throttle is going to turn on that ERS here shortly. Off the exit of Parabolica we go across the start-finish line. And the hot lap is on. DRS flap is wide open, making a run down into the heavy braking zone of turn 1. About 150 meters all the way down into second gear. Really nice on the apex off the exit of turn 2. Through turn 3, heading towards the next chicane here of 4 and 5. He's burning that ERS down to 60%, 201 miles per hour into the braking zone. All the way through. Nice exit into Lesmo 1 we go with LB the GOAT in 5th gear, hanging on to that throttle, using all of the circuit through Lesmo 2. And now down this long DRS straight as we make our way in towards Ascari. And so we're making our way into Ascari now, off the exit of turn 10, riding on board with him here as he heads towards Curva Parabolica of turn 11. Right on board with him into the braking zone, 5th gear, burning the rest of the ERS as he's back on the throttle. All the track tucks it to the inside across the line with a provisional pole of a 124.4. Next across the line is going to be Bongit in that P2 position. On board with the Sauber here of Silos, making his way through Parabolica. Got some tight traffic right behind him here of a Red Bull. Coming across the line is Silos. Where does he end up? Into that P3 position. IRZ up into second place, getting the toe there. A lot of cars coming across the line. James and Goose making his way through turn 3. LK here, he is invalidated, gonna have to restart as Daboonster makes his way off the exit of Ascari. He's got Parabolica right in front of him. Modern Ty is making his way through Parabolica now. At 40% battery, he's gonna dive in towards pit lane. It appears to be so. So jump back on board with Daboonster as he's coming across the line. Up into that P2 position with the 120.7, so a nice lap there from Daboonster. LK here, now making his way in towards second Variante there. Now in through curve De Lesmo 1 and De Lesmo 2 here off the exit. We're now going to head down the Curva del Seraglio and heading in towards Ascari. Into the braking zone of Ascari. He's got a little bit of traffic from the Red Bull in front of him, and unfortunately he's going to go off into the gravel there, and that may have hindered his lap. Natural currently on an outlap. Mr. Miller currently on an outlap, and like me or not. So, Natural here. A lot of folks probably all doing another lap here on these set of soft tires. Big mistake from James and Goose there off the exit second Variante. Bong it disconnected from the session. Not sure what's going on here, but whatever it may be. And let's see here. Osmanian Devil appears to be on a lap. 3/10 up there. Hey, Catastic, how we doing? Welcome to CCRL Pro Tier. Osmanian Devil here off Lesmo 2. Now making his way down. Heading towards Ascari here. He's got that DRS flap wide open across Sector 2 split. He's nearly 7/10 up on his time. That's going to put him down into the 121.3 range. And that's just about inside the top 5 with Comacopa. Now he's making a run towards Parabolica, the final corner here on the circuit. And he's going to get down into 4th gear, back on the throttle. Off the exit, heading towards the line. And Raptor, unfortunately, makes a big mistake in Ascari. And Osmanian Devil up into the P7. But Raptor there is now going to have to just hope for the best here in qualifying. TMM Racing needs an invite sent. But Osmanian Devil jumps inside the top 10, and now more cars are coming across the line. Silos inside, up into that P6 position. Natural into that P3 position, splitting the Ferraris here at the front. Mr. Miller in second. LB the Goat still holding strong at the top. IRZ and Comacopa currently on an outlap. Osmanian Devil on a cooldown. Like me or not, currently on a cooldown as well. And it appears GC Adventure will be too. Modern Ty here on a lap in the Mercedes, riding on board with him through turn 3. We're now going to make our way towards second Variante, hoping no traffic in front of him. And he gets really nicely there through second Variante, through 3rd gear. Now into the Lesmo 1, downshift through 5th, back up through the gears into Lesmo 2, all the way into 5th gear. Off the exit we go, opens up the DRS flap, gonna make a run down towards Ascari. And is he gonna be up on his time through sector 2? And he's got a purple sector 2. We do not know how he's looking currently time-wise. And Raptor unfortunately made a mistake in Ascari there, Catastic. So unfortunately, he's sitting in top 5 right now, hoping for the best in qualifying. But we got 3 individuals in that 120.7. Where is Modern Ty going to put himself? He is going to get a tow from the Aston Martin to the line and take the provisional pole with a 120.3. So a lap by Modern Ty has thrown him atop of the leaderboard here in the qualifying session with about 9 minutes to go. IRZ here making a run into second Variante. He's only got about 20% battery left. Jump on board with Anyo as he's currently invalidated. James and Goose making his way through turn 2. He's now going to come around turn 3. Heading towards second Variante. He's got traffic in front of him. Traffic going to go to the inside. He's going to allow him through around the outside into second Variante. Off the exit we go. Now into Lesmo 1. Back on the throttle, using up all of the circuit and the exit curb there through Lesmo 1. Now Lesmo 2, and he's going to back out of his lap there. And here comes Like Me or Not on an absolute flyer. In towards Parabolica we go, burning the rest of the battery down to 20%. Through Parabolica, back on the throttle early and up through the gears, heading towards the start-finish line. Does Like Me or Not leap up the leaderboard, and he's only good enough to gain 1 position. James and Goose is going to jump into pit lane. IRZ currently on a cooldown. It looks like Coma Copa is getting ready to start another lap. Everybody else in pit lane. We got about 7 minutes left of qualifying. And Coma Copa is going to allow the Haas through. IRZ. Oh, hey, Trackside. I didn't realize that was you, man. Hope you're doing well, dude. Haven't heard from you in a while. Osmanian Devil here appears to be on a lap down into turn off the exit of turn 2. And now through turn 3 we go. Where's Osmania? Yeah, definitely, Trackside. The guys are looking great, man. We missed you in the elite here, dude. Been wondering where you went. Oh. But yeah, I feel life is pretty crazy right now. I'm getting ready to take on Hurricane Milton here in Florida on Wednesday. So, not exactly sure if I will be racing. But... And off the exit of Parabolica, Osmanian Devil comes and dives into pit lane. Peak hour not going to be on a lap. IRZ not on a lap. LK not on a lap. Yeah, man, it does look like a monster. So we're kind of a little, just paying attention here. We got our supplies. We're ready to take it on, though. The Boonster making a run down the long start, finish straight. And diving into turn 1 he goes. Is he on a lap? Up through the gears, burning the battery. For some reason his car is ghosted. Not exactly sure what that may be. But he is coming in towards second Variante. 53 thousandths of a second down on his time for the time being. Off the edge of the second Variante. Does not look like a great exit there from the Boonster now through Lesmo 1 as he carries as much speed as he can off the exit of Lesmo 2. Opens up the DRS flap, heading down the hill in towards Ascari we go. Sector 2 split. Any improvement? Currently no improvement on the time. LB the GOAT on a lap heading in towards Parabolica. Is he going to be able to improve to look at snag and pole here with about 4 minutes to go? Modern Tie atop of the board. Here comes LB the GOAT across the line. A new provisional pole. 1 minute and 20 seconds, .1. LB the GOAT atop of your qualifying board right now. DeBoonster's going to jump into that P3 position. Managed to find improvement off of Sector 3 there. Mr. Miller currently coming out of pit lane. Natural on an outlap. Comacopa on an outlap. Here comes Silos to the line with a toe. Improvement up into the P6 position there for Silos. Comacopa is getting ready to start a lap. He's got that DRS flap wide open heading towards turn 1 of first variante. A lot of traffic here coming out of pit lane. And now he's got quite a bit. It looks like an horrible exit here as he's making his way through turn 3 of Curva Bassona. I think that's what they call it. Biasano. I think. Biasano. Curva Grande. We'll call it Curva Grande. And through second variante. And now Lesmo 1 into Lesmo 2. Comacopa, is he going to have a good run? He's going to get the DRS flap wide open. No toe from the Aston Martin here. As he's making his way towards the Scurry. 7/10 down on the time. No improvement, unfortunately, for him. Up to the top is the Boonster. Going for another lap. Yes, he is. Mr. Miller on an outlap. Natural starting a lap here. Jump towards the front here. Who's this going to be? Comacopa going to have to start a new lap. RZ getting ready to start a lap. Anyo getting ready to start a lap here. Bong it on a lap. James and Goose currently not on a lap here. Like me or not, getting ready to start a lap. GC Adventure currently on a lap. LK gonna no GC Adventure on medium there. Modern Tie on a final flying lap here in qualifying. This is a lot. And it looks like Natural makes a mistake through Ascari and into the wall. He goes. Silos here off the exit of second variante. Is he first variante? And he's 55 thousandths down on his time. Up to the front. IRZ's out of the way. And here comes Oz Mainland Devil beginning his final qualifying lap here. Is Anyote gonna be able to improve through Sector 2? On board with him, he's 73 thousandths up on his time. Through Ascari we go. One more straight here. This is gonna head towards Parabolica of turn 11. Burning the rest of that ERS down to 10% off the exit of Parabolica we go. He carries that speed all the way to the outside of the circuit. He's not going to burn, and he's going to dive into pit lane. Next one to come across the line. That's going to be Modern Tie. Is he going to take pole? And he jumps atop of the leaderboard here in qualifying. A new pole. He got it by 17 thousandths of a second there over LB the GOAT, who's currently working his way towards Parabolica with about 14 seconds to go here in qualifying. Looking to get the final run in. Mr. Miller is in that P3 position. Bong it here making his way through. Not going to get another run down. Peak hour is done. Silos is done. Or no, Silos is currently on a lap, but he's not improving through Sector 1. Mainland Devil into pit lane. Like me or not on a lap. GC Adventure currently invalidated. So back up to the front. Modern Tie here is going to be looking to hang on. LB the GOAT, 83 thousandths up on its time through Sector 1 off the exit of second variante. Gets a little bit of a wheel spin. Now we're carrying through Lesmo 1. Into Lesmo 2 we go. Got the long straight here. DRS flap wide open. Burning that ERS down the straight. He's not going to get much of a toe into a Scary through sector 2 split. He's a tenth and a half up on the time. Is he going to put his car into the 119 range here? Is he going to be able to hold on to it as he's making a run down this long straight into Parabolic? Here we go. The final corner here at the Temple of the Speed. LB the Goat challenging for pole off the exit of turn 11. Tucks it to the inside by the pit wall. And he takes your pole at a 120.125. 26 thousandths of a second over the Mercedes of Modern Tie. What a lap by LB the Goat here. Came down to the wire. Lost a little bit of time in sector 3, but managed to hang on to take your pole position here at Temple of the Speed. We got 27 laps. It's gonna be wonderful racing. So there you have it. LB the Goat, Modern Tie, Boonster, Mr. Millabonga, Natural, Peak Hour, Silos, Raptor, Coma, Irzy, Osmanian the Devil, Anyo, Tay, Like Me or Not, James and Goose, GC Adventure, LK, and TMM Racing will round out your field here at Monza. All the way down to P11th will be a full second of separation. In the meantime, 26 thousandths of a second separates your pole and your P2 position. So it's just going to be a few moments here to let everybody get into their race strategy fuel, and then we will get the green flag. Alright, folks, we should be getting rolling here shortly. Gonna have a nice long run down into turn one, so hopefully no chaos will ensue here at the Temple of Speed. Gonna have 27 laps of dry Grand Prix. Be very interesting to see what tire strategies we got into play. Most likely gonna be a one stop between the mediums and hards. See if anybody will be bold enough to go for the hards to soft. But in the meantime, we got 5 red lights and the lights are out and away we go. We're going to jump on board and it looks like the front runners got it off to a great start. And ensuing 3 wide, 1 car hanging off the outside of the track. One goes deep into the corner. Everybody making their way through. First Variante nice and cleanly. We got an Aston Martin off to the inside, mowing some grass here on the opening lap. And it looks like we are underway here at the Temple of Speed. LB to go out to a great jump up front. Modern Tie outside of that DRS range. Now we're going to pull up the tires here. The top sit on medium, Comacopa on a set of hards, and then the next, I'd say 6 cars on medium, and then hard, medium, hard, and medium to round out the grid. And here we are making our way through Ascari for the first time. And jump on board. Everybody's looking pretty clean here. Single file here on the opening lap of Temple of Speed, and Comacopa making a move on the hard tires up into that P6 position over Mr. Miller. Up further ahead though, we got Bonget looking to challenge on the Boonster. Bonget's gonna get through. And now Natural here, and it looks like Silos down the inside, late break. And he's going to hang it around the outside off the exit of 2. Mr. Miller's losing 2 spots there through the first Variante. And now drive down through Curve Grande. 10-second penalty for Agnote. Very unfortunate. Albanian Devil making his way by the Sauber here. Inside the top 10. Goes a little defensive there. Into second Variante now as we're making our way towards Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. And we got a lot of movement going on here. And who was that? That was the Williams of Bonnet there. Into the inside off of Lesmo 2. He's now going to drop down into the P6 position. Does he have any wing damage? I'm not seeing any missing end plates on that Williams. So he is hanging on tight there in that P6 position now. Getting back into the DRS train. In the meantime, Modern Tie in the Mercedes is hanging on to LB the GOAT here within DRS between your 2 leaders, 7/10 back. Modern Tie is going to take the fastest lap here on lap 3. IRZ is going to work his way by James and Goose there. Natural, Bonget, everybody here down into first Variante, going a little defensive there in the Sauber of Silos. Was hoping to make a move around the outside. Mr. Miller's now side by side with Raptor. And Mr. Miller around the outside of Curve Grande. GC Adventure with a 3-second time penalty. Raptor is going to hang right on to the rear diffuser here as we go into second Variante. TMM Racing is into that P16 position. 2.8 seconds separating P2 to P3 here as we're making our way off of Lesmo 2. And we still got quite a bit of DRS train from P3 all the way down into P9. Osmanian Devil trying to grab the back of this DRS train here as we're making our way through Ascari on lap 3. Let's check out our biggest movers here on the opening lap. Comacopa here up 6 positions, and he is on the hard tires here on the opening lap, so he is going to have a second stint advantage on the medium. And we got Mr. Miller down 4, unfortunately, made a few mistakes. Now he's going to be looking to appear to go for a move. Maybe no. Everybody's burning up ahead. Comacopa is going to get himself into a podium position now up into P3. He does take Natural with him to get by DeBoonster. DeBoonster loses 2 positions. Through Curva Grande we go. And it looks like Comacopa is going to be under pressure from Natural here as we're making our way into second variante. Everybody's giving each other space as we're making our way now through Lesmo 1 and 2. Mr. Miller here hanging on the back of the kickstart Sauber of Silos here as we come off the exit of Lesmo 2. Comacopa 3.1 seconds back from the leader. Natural was peaking here with the DRS, but he is going to fall back behind. Everybody making their way through Ascari. What a great view that was as we're all coming through. Raptor in the McLaren trying to catch up to the back. He got within DRS range once again. Into Parabolica we go. Modern Tie 6.5 tenths back. He is going to get the DRS. Will he be attempting to make a move? Not exactly sure. Natural has the DRS wide open though. Closing up to the back of Comacopa down the inside. He goes. And now we got more moves being made behind. Bongit's going to go down the inside of DeBoonster. And he's going to look to hopefully create some space. And Comacopa makes a mistake off the exit of first variante there of turn 2. He's dropping through the field. All the way down into P14. Bongit here. Now 1.3 seconds off the back of Natural, who's 3.1 seconds back from Modern Tie. So Mercedes P2 and 3 on the podium. TMM Racing works his way around GC Adventure and then retires from the session. Very unfortunate from him in that P16 position. Modern Tie hanging on to the DRS. He's sitting on about 50% battery. And LB the Goat burned a little bit more than Modern Tie. Heading into Parabolica we go. Bongit has caught within DRS once again on Natural here as we're making our way off the exit of Parabolica. LB the Goat with a new fastest lap here on lap 5. And across the line we go. And Bongit's going to get the DRS to close up to the back of Natural. Not going to be close enough to make a move down into first variante. Modern Tie through Curva Grande just underneath that 1 second margin there to the Red Bull in front of him. We are on lap 6. Getting ready for pit stop probably around the lap 11 to lap 13. TMM Racing is going to leave the session. Natural a little wide off of second variante there. He is under pressure from the Williams behind him. And now everybody's starting to catch up. Mr. Miller's dragging along. Raptor KK in the McLaren trying to pull up to the DRS range of the Sauber in front of him. And it looks like Silos is barely going to get the DRS. Bongit's going to make a move on Natural into Ascari. And Bongit up into that P3 position. Does hinder his run through Ascari though, because here comes Natural looking to make a move down into Parabolica potentially. No, he wants to play DRS chicken into Parabolica we go. Natural now is going to have that DRS down the start-finish straight here. Modern Tide's a lot closer this time through Parabolica here. Going to get that DRS. Not going to be close enough to make a move. Natural's going to go down the inside. And he's going to get by Bongit here up into that P3 position. Bongit's going to fall right between him and the Boonster. In 4th place, Boonster was looking for a better run off the exit of turn 2. Silos here with a little bit of wheel spin off the exit of 2. He's going to now be outside the 1 second range here of the Ferrari in front of him. He's got a 1.9 second gap to the McLaren behind him with Mr. Miller in P8. P9 is Osmanian Devil 2.2 back there. Pika Hour is fighting alongside IRZ into second variante we go. And it looks like My apologies. Natural and Bong It makes a mistake into a Scary. Natural's going to close right up to the back of him. They're going to be playing DRS Chicken into Parabolica. We go. Natural's going to defend off to Booster. Natural for a switchback here through Parabolica. Nice little helicopter view there. And we're going to ride on board with the Booster here. He is going to get the DRS. Goes all the way down to the inside. 3 abreast down the start-finish straight. Heading into turn 1 we go. And the Ferrari goes a little deep. And he's going to slow up the Mercedes of Natural off the exit we go. Through Curva Grande we are. Up turn 3, the Mercedes going to get the toe heading towards second variante. Jump to the inside, side by side nearly. And no, he's going to back out and continue to follow along here through turn 4 and 5. Now in towards Lesmo 1. And we've still got a hard fight here for the final podium position. GC Adventure compounding problems with another 10-second penalty on top of that. And here comes Silos making a move on Bong It in towards the Scary. And he's going to get inside the top 5. Now he's got to be looking to chase down Natural and the Boomster Comacopa. Back inside P11 here, using the DRS to try and close up to the Red Bull of IRZ in front of him. He's about 5 seconds off the back of Osmanian Devil. And now we're going to make our way down the start-finish straight. Modern Tide must have made a massive mistake there, as now he's fallen behind. And there goes Natural down the inside of the Ferrari, and he puts himself back on the podium for a double podium here to the Mercedes. Got a 4-car battle, all for the final podium position. Lap 9. When's the question of the pit stop? Can it start? Comacopa around the outside in the turn 1. And he is going to clear IRZ. Inside the top 10, Comacopa is making his way through Curva Grande. Peak hour around the outside. And he's now into P11. In through Lesmo 2 we go. The Boomster now is going to be chasing down Natural. Silos with a big mistake, because here comes Bong It. And Bong It's going to use the DRS to the advantage to see if he can close up into a Scary and get back within the DRS range of the cars in front of him. Off the exit of a Scary we go. He's nearly outside of that 1 second range as we're making our way towards Parabolica. Mr. Miller 3/10 back from Raptor here as they're trying to play DRS leapfrog to see if they can pull up closer to the cars in front. Is Bong It gonna get the DRS? Yes, he does. The Boomster's looking to make a move down the inside and back into the P3 position, into the braking zone we go. And the Boomster has now given himself a 3-second time penalty for unfortunately cutting turn 1 a little too strong there. And the race directors did not like that one, unfortunately. Mr. Miller in P7. 2.7 back still. Natural gonna put the pressure on the Ferrari in front of him. On lap 10, Modern Tie has fallen outside of 2 seconds here. LB to go is gonna get the DRS from the lap car in front of him. And Natural down into a Scary. Still a 4-car battle here. All in for that final podium position. Okay, with the 3-second time penalty here. Nobody's really making moves. Raptor closes right up to the back of Mr. Miller. He seems stronger in Sector 2 and Sector 3. But when it comes in through Sector 1, he loses a little bit of time. He is going to get the DRS, but he does have a much better run through Parabolica as we're heading down the start-finish straight. Natural's now going to make a move. And here comes the next car right behind him. Bong It's going to go defensive to the Sauber behind him. So the Sauber's going to peek through the inside of turn 2. And Silos up into that P5 position here on lap 11. These guys are racing nice and clean here for that final podium position. Hardcore racing here in CCRL Pro Tier. Mr. Milla 2/10 back from Raptor as we're heading into second variante. And it looks like Raptor in the McLaren is going to hang on to that position. Question is, Modern Ty's tires falling off. He's losing time to his teammate behind him. Bongit is now going to jump over Silos once again. Down in towards Ascari. Got a little bit of a leapfrog for that P5 position off the exit of Ascari. I'll be the go out front here. He's got about a 3-second gap to Modern Ty right behind him. And then Modern Ty, under pressure from the Boonster, he's going to try and jump up into the final podium position. He's gaining time down to 3.6. Catching up to Modern Ty, who's making his way through Curva Grande. So these guys up in the front here are working together, trying to use that DRS to see if they can close up to Modern Ty in second place. Modern Ty is trying to hang on to LB the GOAT. Does not want to give him any more distance here, looking for a potential undercut at this point. Lap 12, we will be seeing some pit stops rolling here shortly. Within the next lap or two, Silos falling outside of DRS to the cars in front as everybody is making their way down the straight heading towards Parabolica on lap 12. Jump up to the front. Anybody diving into pit lane? No, your leader's gonna stay out. Modern Ty looking for the undercut here on the Red Bull in front. He will go into pit lane. Natural's going to stay out. And now Bongit. Natural is going to overtake P2 here. Modern Ty in pit lane. Mr. Miller also going to jump into pit lane. 10-second penalty for IRZ speeding into pit lane. That's going to hinder his final finishing position. Modern Ty comes out in P11. We will see where he will be when LB the GOAT jumps into pit lane. The Boonster here hanging on to P3. Still battling with Natural and Bongit and Silos. 4-car battle here. Been going on all Grand Prix. The question is, are all 4 of these guys going to pit at the same time? Or is somebody going to stay out and try and extend their stint? Into Ascari, and it looked like Bongit may have made a mistake on his braking point. And now Silos is going to come around the outside. And is he going to jump into position here? Yes, he is, into 4th place. Into Parabolica we go. Off the exit. Bongit made a mistake, but caught it and saved it through Parabolica. Silos dives in. Bongit gonna dive in as well. All your leaders into pit lane. Raptor's gonna follow. Tasmanian Devil's gonna follow. Comacopa's gonna stay out. He's gonna take provisional lead. Peak hours in. Modern Ty. The question is, where is Modern Ty gonna cycle out here? As we got LB the GOAT currently coming out of pit lane, and he's gonna continue to hang on to your provisional lead. Modern Ty was not able to get a big enough undercut on the Red Bull in front. And now he's going to be 2 seconds back here. Comacopa currently leading here on the hard tires. He's one of your very few drivers to start on the hard tires here. So he will have kind of an advantage in the second stint. He was in great position early in the Grand Prix, made a slight mistake, and dropped down to about P9. Tasmanian Devil trying to put the pressure on the IRZ. Everybody here within a second that just all pitted at the same time. The Boonster still fighting the Natural in front. Modern Tie trying to close up to Like Me or Not in front of him here. Modern Tie will get the DRS to the Aston Martin in front of him. And down to the inside he goes. And into P3 he moves. And now still within 2 seconds back. The Booster is fighting still with Natural here. Waiting on Comacopa and Like Me or Not to go through pit lane. Comacopa is probably looking at like another lap or so. Tasmanian Devil's gonna work his way by IRZ. IRZ peeking back down into the inside. Tasmanian Devil into P12. Peak Hour in 11th. Raptor in 10th. Okay, he's gonna work his way by Anyote. He's gonna move into P14. Natural has gotten within DRS of the Boonster, and Silos has gotten within DRS as well. Now it's up to Bongit to continue on with this 4-car battle here that we've had all Grand Prix on lap 15. These guys are still fighting nice and hard. Modern Tie 2.1 back from the GOAT in front of him. Like Me or Not, still sitting 1.3 back on the hard tires. He started on the hard tires, and Comacopa in the pit lane he goes to get off the hards onto a set of medium. So Comacopa here currently onto the yellow wall tires, and out of pit lane he comes. Silos with the new fastest lap. Natural here in 4th. He's down the inside of the Boonster. Silos looking for a switchback behind him. Is he going to get the run? Yes, he does. Much better run. Silos up 2 positions there through Curve Grande. And now he's sitting into P4 and looking to defend off Natural right behind him into second variante we go. And it looks like Silos is now going to be in that final podium position here once Like Me or Not dives into pit lane. So for Comacopa to go into pit lane onto the medium tires, 1.2 off the back of Mr. Miller. That's time to kind of make a decent recovery on the medium tires. Moonster's pulled right up to the back in Natural here, under 2/10. Silos looking to defend off into Parabolica. LB to go with the new fastest lap of a 122 flat. Raptor here making a mistake through Ascari. Like Me or Not diving into pit lane. That allows Silos up into the front. We're nearly 3 abreast making our way down the start-finish straight. The Booster down through the inside. And he's going to take P3. Natural's going to be looking to make a move into P4. Silos now lost 2 positions. That's going to pull Bongit back into this fight. Mr. Miller's nearly 6.3 back, so he's trying to catch back up to this fight as well. Comacopa 1.4 back on a set of fresh medium tires as he went the alternate strategy here. Natural making his way through Lesmo 1, now into Lesmo 2, James and Goose, 10-second penalty. Bongit, he's going to overtake Silos down the straight heading towards Ascari. His fight for the final podium position has put them nearly 10 seconds back for the lead. LB the GOAT just got to keep that car under control here, as he seems to have the pace over the Mercedes behind him. The Boonster is still fighting with Natural. who's going to get the DRS down the start-finish straight. Opens up that DRS flap down the inside, gets the toe from the car in front, and back in line he goes into the braking zone. Silos looking down the inside of Bongit, and he's going to be able to make that move around the outside of Boonster. Silos back up 2 positions once again into 4th place. Now he's trying to chase down Natural here as we're coming through Curve Grande into 2nd Variante. Still this 4-car battle here on lap 18. These guys won't give up on the fighting. Comacopa nearly 7.5 tenths back from Mr. Miller. They're 5.5 seconds back from Bongit. They've nearly gained a full second here as these guys continue to fight. It's going to allow the 2 cars behind them to catch up. Question is, are they going to have enough time here? As Comacopa is going to have the DRS indoors Scary, but he is outside the 1 second range. Just getting back inside of it. Bongit all over the rear diffuser of the Ferrari in front of him here as we make our way into Parabolica. The Pro Tier has put on an absolute show here to start the Grand Prix. And now we're heading into the back half. And Silos dives into pit lane. Wonder what this may be for. Not exactly sure. Gonna jump on board with him. Is he gonna go to a set of hards? What was that? Was that Silos' first stop? No, that's his second stop. He went medium hard. So surprising strategy call there. Down into 13th place he is. A lot of work to do if he wants to work his way back up through the field. See if he's done any laps on these tires. No, he has not. So no laps on the hard tires for Silos. So now we just got a 2-car fight here between Bongit and the Boonster. Natural is 1.3 up ahead. As Bongit's trying to put in the work to catch up, the Boonster is going to have the DRS. Don't know if he's going to have enough time to make a move. He's going to go for it anyways. Down the inside into the braking zone. And it looks like Bongit wants to close that door off as quick as possible there. As now they're making their way through Curve Grande. Bongit is closing up to the back of Natural here. Silos into 12th place, goes really deep through first Variante there. And now he's going to get passed by again by the Aston Martin. Here, Lozmini and Devil got by RZ into second Variante, now making our way through Lesmo 1. Off the edge to the Lesmo 2, 10-second penalty for GC Adventure. Like me or not, with a 3-second penalty, Bongit's going to make a move on Natural back into the final podium position. Mr. Miller's looking to make a move on Comacopa here down into turn 1, but Comacopa's going to defend him off. Bongit with a mistake off the edge of the second Variante is going to drop 2 positions down into 5th. And now Natural is going to be fighting with Boonster here, heading towards second Variante for the final podium spot. The Boonster, however, does have a 3-second time penalty, and that's going to hinder his final result. So right now we got a fight for the final podium position between the Williams of Bonnet and the Mercedes of Natural. And Boonster needs to find 3-second gap here if he wants to be able to take that spot. Comacopa defending off Mr. Miller, but they are closing up to the back of the train for the final podium position here, down to 4.5 seconds. Comacopa putting in work on those medium tires. Through Ascari, down to 4.4 now. Natural is going to get the DRS to the Boonster in front. And here comes Natural through the inside and up into the podium. Comacopa is going to defend off Mr. Miller down into turn 1. Tasmanian Devil all over the rear diffuser, peeking down the inside. No, he's not going to make a move into second Variante. But he's all over that rear diffuser of the Alpine in front of him of peak hour. He's got Raptor right behind him and IRZ. So we have also another 4-car train here. Bonnet's still fighting here with Boonster in Natural. Comacopa is really trying to put the pedal to the metal, see if he can catch up to these folks in front of him. LB the Goat in the meantime is checked out to a 7-second gap over Modern Tie. Boonster's looking to make a move with the DRS around the outside, and now he's back up to P3. Mr. Miller's probably playing the waiting game with Comacopa. Tasmanian Devil down the inside of the Alpine, and he's going to jump up into P8. The Alpine's going to have a horrible exit, as now Raptor is going to get shuffled behind, and so is an IRZ. CeeLo's still got quite a bit of work to do here, 2.7 seconds back. Mr. Miller is still trying to push Comacopa here to see if they can catch up anymore. Comacopa's lost 6/10 in the last lap to the cars in front, so it makes me wonder if the tires are starting to fall off. But in the meantime, back up to the final podium position. Bonnet's gonna get closer to Natural, closer to Natural than Natural is to Boonster, but here comes Natural down the inside. And Bonnet's going to continue to follow along. Mr. Miller up into P6. And he's going to go around off the exit of first Variante there through turn 2. That's going to allow Comacopa to just to focus on the pace to see if he can catch up. Back up to the front to Boonster. IRZ making a move, and he's up inside the top 10. Made a move on peak hour there, off the exit of Ledmo 2, heading down in towards Ascari. Back up to the front off the exit of Parabolica here to begin lap 25. De Boonster's going to go around the outside of Natural once again down into turn 1. And it looks like the Ferrari is going to be into that final podium position with that 3-second penalty. Comacopa is still trying to catch up to the cars in front. Peak Hour and Silos side by side. Silos now getting up into the top 10 here. Went for 2-stop strategy. Does not appear to have played out the way he hoped, as he's making his way through Curve Grande in P10. Bong at 3/10 back. Natural a half a second back. Raptor is going to be chasing down Osmanian Devil. Mr. Miller with a mistake down to P9 now. As we begin the penultimate lap here, Natural and Bonget both fighting for the final podium position. And De Boonster with a 3-second time penalty is looking to get that podium position on the circuit. As now we're making our way off of first Variante. We got a 3-car battle making our way through Curve Grande here on the penultimate lap at the Temple of Speed. Been 26 laps of green flag racing. LB the GOAT from start to finish has led this Grand Prix. Modern Tie in second with Natural fighting for the final podium position over Bonget, who's now down in P5. Comacopa making a mistake through second Variante. Another little train here going on in the back. Silos now inside the top 10. Gonna go down the inside of Milla into Lesmo 1. Goes a little wide. Milla looking for a switchback. Now into Lesmo 2. Silos goes really wide. Collects the Ferrari. And both of them are gonna lose an end plate here on the final lap, or on the penultimate lap. And Mr. Milla, unfortunately, is going to collect an end plate there. And Raptor now is all over the rear diffuser of the Haas. But on the final lap, we got De Boonster down the inside. Is Bonget going to attempt to make a move? No, Natural is going to hang on to P3, defend off the Ferrari right behind him through Curve Grande. And De Boonster 3/10 back, 2.5 back around turn 3. Heading towards second Variante we go, and we don't have any movement there. And it looks like Osmanian Devil is going to be trying to fight Raptor here on the final lap, but back up to the front here for this final podium position. Bonget sitting in 5th place off the exit of Lesmo 2. He gets a little bit of an oversteer snap, opens up the DRS flap down the straight, heading towards the Scurry we go. De Boonster's going to close up to the back. Bonget's right on the rear diffuser of the Ferrari in question. Going to burn the rest of this battery down the straight, heading towards Parabolica. Everybody appears to have staged. LB the GOAT will take your victory. In through Parabolica we go. Like me or not, is going to make a move on Mr. Miller. And across the line, and it looks like Natural's going to take 3rd, Bonget 4th, Boonster 5th, Comacopa 6th. Raptor coming through Parabolica now. Off the exit of Parabolica, he's got Osmanian Devil right behind him, heading towards the line. Raptor in 7th, but Osmanian Devil gets a base on time penalties. Raptor will finish 8th, Peak Hour 9th, IRZ 10th. Like Me or Not will go to 10th. No, Mr. Miller up to 10th, Like Me or Not 11th, IRZ 12th. Silos across the line in 12th, IRZ in 13th. Okay, making his way through Parabolica. Anyote also making his way down the final straight. Here comes the final Haas of LK in 14th. Agnete here just pulling up the back of the field in the Aston Martin, and he's going to come across the line in that P15 position. Well, folks, there you have it. That was your Grand Prix here for the Pro Tier. In the meantime, Wednesday night, your Elite Tier will be taken off again. On Wednesday night on MMR_hotspot. They did Portimao last week. This week they will be taking on the wonderful Brazil circuit, and it will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, I am the Johnny Damon. It's been a pleasure commentating the Pro Tier tonight. I hope you all enjoyed the show. Stay safe to the Floridians for the Hurricane Milton this week. And I will see you all next week, hopefully. In the meantime, stay safe and have a great rest of your week.